There's still chaos in the Middle East.
Do you understand what that means? It's like somebody put a giant ATM on our front lawn.
Corruption? Corruption is our protection.
Syriana unfolds as a complex and multi-layered narrative that explores power, influence, and the intricate web of global interests that shape the modern world. From the very beginning, the story establishes a tone of quiet intensity, presenting a landscape where decisions made behind closed doors ripple outward to affect millions of lives. The atmosphere is dense with tension, not because of constant action, but because of the awareness that unseen forces are always at work, guiding outcomes in ways that are not immediately visible. The narrative introduces a world where multiple perspectives coexist, each representing a different of a much larger system. Individuals from various backgrounds find themselves connected through a network of economic ambition, political maneuvering, and strategic calculation. These connections are not always obvious at first, but as the story unfolds, the relationships between them begin to take shape, revealing a structure that is both intricate and fragile. This approach allows the audience to see how seemingly unrelated actions can intersect in meaningful ways. At the heart of the story is the idea that power is rarely straightforward. It exists in layers, shifting depending on circumstance and perspective. The characters operate within systems that demand loyalty while often offering little in return, creating a constant tension between personal values and professional obligations. This tension drives much of the narrative, as individuals are forced to navigate situations where the right choice is not always clear. The story captures this ambiguity with precision, showing how decisions are influenced by factors that go beyond simple morality. As the narrative progresses, the focus shifts toward the global nature of the events being depicted. The story moves across different environments, each with its own dynamics and challenges. These settings are portrayed with a sense of authenticity, emphasizing how geography, culture, and play a role in shaping outcomes. The movement between these locations reinforces the idea that the issues being explored are interconnected, transcending borders and affecting people in different ways. The characters are portrayed with a sense of realism that highlights their vulnerabilities as well as their strengths. They are not presented as purely heroic or villainous, but as individuals trying to navigate a complex world. Their motivations are shaped by a combination of personal ambition, pressures, and a desire to maintain some sense of control over their lives. This nuanced portrayal adds depth to the narrative, making it more engaging and thought-provoking. One of the most compelling aspects of the story is its exploration of how information is used and controlled. Knowledge becomes a powerful tool, capable of influencing decisions and shaping outcomes. However, access to this information is often limited, creating an imbalance that affects how different characters interact with one another. This theme underscores the importance of awareness and understanding, suggesting that those who control information hold significant power. The pacing of the narrative is deliberate, allowing the audience to gradually piece together the various elements of the story. Rather than presenting events in a straightforward manner, the film weaves multiple threads together, creating a tapestry that becomes clearer over time. This structure requires attention and engagement, rewarding viewers with a deeper understanding of the connections between different. The environment plays a crucial role in reinforcing the themes of the narrative. The contrast between different settings ranging from corporate spaces to more grounded, everyday locations highlights the disparity between those who make decisions and those who are affected by them. This visual contrast adds another layer to the storytelling, emphasizing the distance between power and consequence. As the story develops, the theme of consequence becomes increasingly prominent. Actions taken for strategic or economic reasons often have unintended effects, creating ripple effects that extend far beyond their original context. The narrative does not shy away from showing these, instead presenting them as an integral part of the story. This approach adds a sense of realism, reinforcing the idea that complex systems rarely produce simple outcomes. The relationships between characters are shaped by both cooperation and conflict, reflecting the nature of the world they inhabit. Alliances are formed and tested, often influenced by shifting and changing priorities. This dynamic creates a sense of unpredictability, as the audience is never entirely certain how these relationships will evolve. It also highlights the importance of trust, even in environments where trust is difficult to maintain. The film also delves into the psychological impact of operating within such a system. The constant pressure to perform, adapt, and make difficult decisions takes a toll on the characters, influencing their outlook. This struggle adds depth to the narrative, making it not just a story about external events but also about the personal cost of navigating them. Visually, the film adopts a grounded and realistic style that enhances its authenticity. The use of natural lighting and carefully composed scenes creates a sense of immersion, drawing the audience into the world of the story. This visual approach complements the narrative, reinforcing its themes without relying on overt spectacle. Sound design plays a subtle yet effective role in building the atmosphere, using ambient sounds and restrained audio cues to reflect the tone of the narrative. The absence of exaggerated effects allows the story to maintain its focus on realism, ensuring that the tension feels genuine rather than artificial. As the narrative moves toward its climax, the various threads begin to converge, revealing the full extent of the connections that have been hinted at throughout the story. The characters are faced with their actions, and the complexity of the situation becomes fully apparent. The tension reaches its peak as these elements come together, creating a moment that is both impactful and thought-provoking. The resolution of the story does not offer simple answers or clear-cut conclusions. Instead, it reflects the ambiguity that defines the narrative, leaving the audience with questions rather than certainty. This approach reinforces the film's central themes, emphasizing that the world it portrays is one where clarity is often elusive. In the aftermath, the focus shifts toward reflection, considering the broader implications of the events that have unfolded. The story suggests that while individual actions can have an impact, they are often part of a much larger system that continues to evolve. This perspective adds depth to the narrative, encouraging the audience to think beyond the immediate. At its core, the film is an exploration of power, influence, and the interconnected nature of the modern world. It examines how decisions are made, how they are justified, and how they affect people in ways that are not always visible. The narrative combines intellectual depth with emotional resonance, creating a story that is both engaging and meaningful. The characters remain central to this exploration, their journeys reflecting the broader themes of the narrative. Their experiences provide insight into the human side of complex systems, ensuring that the story remains grounded even as it tackles large-scale issues. This focus on character adds emotional weight, making the narrative more impactful. Ultimately, Syriana stands as a compelling and thought-provoking portrayal of a world shaped by hidden forces and interconnected decisions. Through its layered storytelling and nuanced approach, it delivers a narrative that challenges the audience to think critically about the systems that influence their lives, leaving a lasting impression that extends far beyond its immediate.